I can still remember Ramsey Neighbourhood Trust becoming a charity, within what seemed 5 minutes becoming what they called a locally trusted organisation. The trustees we had then, we were all like, what happens now?
We've been following 15 big local areas over the last 7 years to learn more about the Big Local programme. The underlying premise of the programme is that long-term funding and support enables residents to take decisions and to create positive and lasting change in their communities.
In this film, we hear from residents in some big local areas talking about and reflecting on community power and what it looks like where they are. They think about money, time, building activism and organisation, and relationships with external agencies.
And from there to where we are now, it's incredible. Yeah. The Ramsey Million partnership, that was a starter, and that was about a constant stream of money that could fund stuff. As Carol says, having a constant stream of money has been really important. Each big local area has just over £1 million to use as it sees fit. On average, they use that over a 10 to 12 year period. And as we'll see, some big local partnerships have used that money to generate more money.
And our mantra in Gross and Hasmore Big Local has always been match funding. We've always wanted every single project not to just be gifted money, but to be able to use that money as a seed fund or as a 10% contributed third party, whatever it's been. We already know we've well exceeded 2 million in what's brought, well exceeded that.
Currently, we've spent about, there's the green open space as part of our budget, somewhere between £20,000 and £30,000. Yet we've influenced or directly got projects in Grassmoor and Ashland actually installed of well over £1 million.
But it isn't just about the money. It takes time, as these residents discuss.
Time is the most valuable thing that you've got when you're doing something like this, because, a one-off is fine. Anyone can do a one-off. But actually making something work, make it sustainable, make it useful, make it successful, takes time. And the one thing that the 10 years money has given us is that time.
If we hadn't had that amount of time, we definitely wouldn't have got the skate park.
God, no.
or the pavilion.
Or the pavilion. So having the resources of time and money have been fundamental in building greater activism and a belief that communities can create change to where they live. In all the areas that we've followed, there is evidence of more people playing a part in changing their community and of more community groups as a result of Big Local.
Is the way it has brought people out into their community who have contributed, who otherwise have just been members of the public just to go about their daily business. They have really committed to their community in a really meaningful way. Now we've got those people, they understand they can play a part in the community. You haven't got to be a councillor to be able to do something useful. You don't need to necessarily be a school governor to be able to do something useful. Just regular Joes can do really helpful things. I think that's amazing. Really what we need to be doing is getting people willing to contribute.
It's about getting communities, right, to be the leaders, not the followers, to get communities to work together to deliver for their community.
So when it comes down, like the summer activities, when it comes down to, well, can you pull this off? Yeah, sure we can pull it off.
As a group of residents, you can do anything you put your mind to. Just standing here looking at everybody, I think that's proof of that. So anything you want to make happen, you can do it. Just get involved, and as a group, supporting each other, it'll happen.
Without the Big Local, without that sort of kudos, we would not have been, none of these doors would have opened up for us. Big Local's been instrumental in us being able to do what we've done for our two communities.
So we have money, time and active residents, but it's also important to build community-led structures that give people a voice and enable communities to influence others.
So as we'll see, there can be tensions between being at the grassroots and being strategic, and we need both in tandem, as Adrian from Blackpool explains.
It's enabled us to be greater than the sum of our parts. It enables them to speak over the threshold and have a voice that is listened to because they're part of an organisational structure rather than just Mandy who lives on the street and is being a bit shouty and saying a council aren't being fair. You can be strategic and overarching and provide all the support and network, but actually unless you really read and listen to the local voices on the ground, you're flitting money into the wind a little bit.
It's got lots of connections and it's become quite well known over the last few years. It's very much grassroots, which is what it was set up to be. Which is the right thing to be, but we'd also like it to be the face of the strategic development of the area as well.
Do you think Barrowcliff Big Local is a credible body in Barrowcliff?
I think it is, yeah, I do. I really think it is. And I kind of compare it to things that we had prior to that, like, the Objective 2 work, the Pact, which didn't have like a fraction of the credit and kind of impacts Big Local's having and has had. So yeah, I definitely think so. Yeah.
There's no doubt that more can be achieved through collaborative working, and here we hear from local authorities as well as residents.
You said there's lots of groups in Ramsey. There are lots of community groups in Ramsey, lots of people volunteering. What do you think's different about Ramsey Million and Ramsey Neighbour Trust from all those other types of community groups?
I think these, I don't know the right word really, but I suppose the steering of the group. The example of them helping Ramsey Town Council, they've got that expertise of writing a business plan or putting a bid together, and again it's that cohesion thing, isn't it? It's that working together, but everybody's using each other's strengths.
Without Big Local and the community through the Friends group, it wouldn't have happened. It is really partnership working at its best. And it's not just us telling them what they want, it's them telling us what they want. We sort of work so well together, that's highlighted through at District, and they take them really seriously now. And some of the things we've done, the COVID response stuff that we've done as a joint project, they actually used our model as an example around the district then. They said, well, actually, Ramsey's doing this, and we'll replicate it elsewhere.
So at this point in time, do you think we can see residents making a difference to where they live?
It may be a long process, but it's paying off. We can definitely see resident-led change in big local communities.
The thing that I suppose that links us all together is our mutual desire to see transformation in our community and to care for people.
Ramsey is getting more connected.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. That's just one example.
One Ramsey Million and then tag onto that Ramsey Neighbours Trust.
Yeah.
Those two groups really are leading the town.
Yeah.
That is community.